Hello, I'm DianLongDou, and today I'm bringing an awesome RPL war between ArtofWar and DLD, or DianLongDou. No idea how to pronounce that because I don't speak Chinese. But whatever. So DLD currently is the #1 clan in RPL. Well, actually, they may have just been bumped down because Aftermath TGM Hulk's clan took him down just before this. But still, they're a very tough, very strong opponent. So we'll just see how it goes. So first of all, every battle is in replay because I was not able to get the live attacks done because I was just too into the war, and I wasn't able to really catch anything live because I was just focused on the war. So the top is ArtofWar and the bottom in blue is DLD, and so it looks like they're both Chinese. So don't know any other names. So top ArtofWar guy is running a Hog Mini P.E.K.K.A type deck. He's also got the guards in there, so it's pretty interesting. And DLD looks like they are running a minor deck. So pretty back and forth so far, just a little over a minute in. Both have Mini P.E.K.K.A kind of running through. He's going to zap. It's a good zap, and the Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to get a good shot on the tower, so that'll hurt. But the red, I'll just call him red. Red is pumping up right now. Looks like blue has a little better pumps because slightly more health, but not a big difference. Drops Hog. Cannon's going to counter that, but a good zap. And the Hog will follow the elixir pump. Fireball to kill the princess. He doesn't have any arrows because instead of arrows he decided to bring zap fireball as his AoE. So the princess is kind of annoying because you can't really get a good even elixir trade to kill her. So entering double elixir, both don't have much tower damage, but blue's going to drop a miner and some spear goblins to chip away some damage at that tower. Looks like it's going to do a good job, get about 300 damage. Guards, good counter to the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Blue's gonna pump back up, so red's sending out the Hog. Cannon's counter, I don't think the zap hit the cannon. Good fireball, gets the elixir pump and the princess. And so he's gonna fireball back, get the elixir pump, and get the tower. So it looks like blue is slightly ahead in tower damage, 30 seconds left until overtime. Princess to kill the goblins. Good zap that finished off the princess. P.E.K.K.A battle, not really gonna, obviously, actually, I didn't think that red would be able to take out blue's P.E.K.K.A, but that was nice. So, looks like it's pretty much fireball chipping away so far for blue, so he's so far doing a little bit better. Red did manage to get one Hog shot off, but that's not enough, so 700 damage left on the tower. Minor, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Goblin, small push, but just probably good enough to chip away. Yeah, not much damage left on the tower after that fireball. Cannon stop the Hog right before it gets through. Good zap finishes off, so looks like blue's going to take this game for DLD because all it's going to take is just a fireball to finish it off, or the miner. So let's see, the miner drops down, fireball, and no, that was not enough, so yeah, there we go. So the zap finished it off, so that would be it for game 1, and DLD is up 1-0. Alright, so moving on to game 2, we got MLG Pro Sniper, or we call him Kiwi, because that's his name online. And the top would be DLD, so bottom is ArtofWar. Don't know top's name once again, so I'm just going to call him Red. So looks like Red is running a Hog Miner deck. Kiwi doesn't know that he has the Miner yet, and Kiwi is running a Hog Mini P.E.K.K.A deck. So there he goes. Red finally drops his Miner off, so now Kiwi knows. And Kiwi's just gonna, just send that Hog to die. So minions coming in. He used the 1 elixir skeletons just to stop any further damage on his tower, but he kind of was a little bit late on that, so 1 minion did manage to swipe his tower. Alright, so both are just at stalemate right now, so Kiwi doesn't really have anything good to drop down, just got garbage troops and spells. So red is going to drop off Princess in the back and just tap his cards, try to wait for something to do. Kiwi's just going to drop some garbage on the right side. So he drops a pig push that killed Kiwi's princess right away. Good zap, finish off the Hog, so Kiwi's okay, but he did get a little bit of damage on his tower. So Princess is going to be annoying, probably going to chip away a couple shots. Yeah, minor minions as well. Mini Peck is going to just die to those minions. And don't know what happened. Kiwi probably just like lost connection or something and just like misplaced that freeze. So yeah, he's far behind now, and I'm pretty sure at this point Kiwi disconnect. No, not yet. So he just drops his princess off, but pretty much at this point there's no chance that he's gonna come back, especially with like how balls his connection always is. So both of them just have princesses down. I don't think Kiwi really does anything much after this. One of the skeletons finish off Kiwi's princess. He's just gonna drop a naked hog. That's gonna die right away to the cannon and princess. So looks like he's got his miner selected. So no, hog minion, back to hog. Okay. So he drops hog and minions off, goblins, and Kiwi's just gonna let him finish off the tower. It's pretty much game over from yeah. So it was an okay game, but bad stuff happens sometimes. So not much you could do. So game 3, DLD is up 2-0 so far. So the top Quan will be AOW, Art of War, and the bottom Bew Bew Bew, yeah, that's his name, Bew Bew Bew, is in blue and DLD. So Quan's just going to start off with a small hog push, get a little bit of damage off there. Yeah, one hog shot, and stab goblin, sliver of hell, still got a stab, so it's about an extra 100 damage. So he'll take that. So both just sitting on full elixir. Quan's just going to send down his spear goblins and then put down his pump because Bew 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 did that as well. Cannon Zap finishes off his hog and spear goblins, so no damage done to the towers or the elixir pump except for that fireball dropped by Bew Bew Bew. I love saying that name, Bew Bew Bew. Bew Bew Bew. Bew Bew Bew. Bew Bew Bew. And they're building up elixir. So Valkyrie in the back for Quan. Bew 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 is still sitting back, drops his minions in the back. That's gonna probably get past the bridge before the Valkyrie gets there, but we'll see. Spear goblins, and he zaps spears right away, and good minions. Only one is in range of the tower. Quan decides to fireball his minions because he has nothing else to take him out except for zap and spear goblins. So not much anti-air, but that's not going to be a big deal because the only air is just 3 elixir minions. So about a minute and a half in, both have 2 pumps down. They're both just filling back up on elixir. Bew 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 is going to do a little pig push right there. Good fireball, but he zaps the spear goblins and the hog, so hog's not going to get much damage, still gets 1 shot. Another zap placed down on the spear goblins, so it looks like spear goblins are just being cancelled out today. Just zaps everywhere. So big push, got the Valkyrie, goblins, and hog rider. So that looks like it's going to be able to do some good. Nah, goes just for the pump, so that pump was pretty much sacrificed just to stop the tower damage. So he's got a couple garbage troops going on both sides. Valkyrie just tanked the minions, and Quan just going to set up for a bigger push. Yeah, Goblin just got zapped once again. So Mini P.E.K.K.A, Hog Rider pushing up. Cannon to stop that once again. Goblins distract that Baby P.E.K.K.A. Good fireball, gets the cannon pump and a little bit of tower damage. Valkyrie is going to finish off the Mini P.E.K.K.A. So now he's going to use that Valkyrie to get a little counter push, gets the spear goblins and hog behind there. Good fireball takes out the minions, so it looks like the spears are going to be able to get a little bit of damage on the tower while the hog takes out the pump. So there we go, that's down. So Mini P.E.K.K.A about half health. Quan's going to pump back up, and there's going to be a small counter push by Bew Bew Bew. Fireball once again in the same spot, gets the cannon, pump, and tower. So another looks like small counter push might come. Yep. So Valkyrie, hog, and goblins zaps, and looks like this might be a good. Yep, there we go. Fireball finishes off with the last hog push, and so that's going to be the first win for Art of War with a good push by Quan. Alright, so it's 2-1 now. DLD is still ahead, but you know, we'll get there. It's early in the war. So now we got the bottom is in blue is Art of War, and the top in red is DLD. Once again, both Chinese names, so bottom is blue, top is red. So I really like the deck that bottom has. It's a giant push deck with Mini P.E.K.K.A, Baby Dragon. It's a lot of fun to use, and it's super strong, and I just love watching those games. So he's just going to start off giant musketeer baby dragon, you know, and looks like the red is using a spawner deck. He's also got a princess, so might be a little bit annoying. So yeah, a little bit of chip damage on red's tower, so about 750 damage. Baby Peck or Mini Pekka is going to take out that princess right there and run off to the tower. Zap to stop the Baby Pekka, freezes the tower. Baby Pekka 2 shots the cannon, so that looks like he's going to get some good damage there too. 1 shot. Mini Pekka from red coming down. Baby Dragon should counter that pretty easily. And looks like the goblins are just being ignored on the left side. They're just ticking away, but that's not really going to be a big deal in the long run. So Spear Goblins finish off that Baby Dragon after he gets a couple shots. So looks like blue is ahead by quite a bit right now. He's just getting lots of small damage done on the tower. So arrows finish off that princess. Cannon has to be dropped down to counter the barbs before it might be able to take out the tower. So good cancellation right there, I guess, by red. So blue's doing really good on elixir right now. Even though he has no pumps up, he's just managing elixir very well, so staying ahead. And so there he goes, he drops down his pump. Red is just toggling between huts, figuring out which one to use. Looks like he's going to drop down the goblin hut. Yep, right there. So it's going to be chipping away on the right side, so it's going to make it a little bit harder to push on the right side, but it's not really going to be a big deal. So here we go, we got double elixir time. Blue's going to drop down a giant musketeer to start off the push. Barbarian hut in the top right corner for red. Barbarians drop down for blue. Good arrows, gets the princess and a goblin, maybe 2 of them. More goblins coming through, just trying to defend, so good defense by red, able to stop his push completely. Baby Dragon's gonna kill those goblins right there and then start working on those barbarians, so they shouldn't be able to get to the tower. Blue's going to drop another giant down, so he's going to start his giant push. Musketeer, perfect spot on that, so that kills the princess. Mini Pekka, followed by some barbarians, so big push coming down. Poison, perfect placement, gets everything, and some good arrows right there as well, though. So that got a big chunk of goblins, so free spell right on the tower, gets a couple of barbarians, might be able to get some, nah. Doesn't really get any chip damage from that, so that was a little bit of a waste, but he did kill the barbarian, so it's not too bad. So dropping down another push, starting with the giant, and then followed by a musketeer behind. Barbarians, gonna guess, nope. Baby Dragon coming up next. Baby Dragon came up, so yeah. Frozen everything except barely missed the tower. Poison down. Yep, lots going on, and the musketeer finally locks onto the tower, and that'll finish it off. So ArtofWar came back, so now we're tied 2-2, so that was a good job by Chinese letter guy, I guess. And now we're moving on to my game. So as you can see, I am a mortar nub. That is why I am J.O. Nub. And so, yeah, a lot of people think the mortar is dead, but I still use it pretty effectively sometimes, so I like it. It's kind of fun to use, actually. Just switching it up, different type of gameplay, and I'm actually kind of used to that gameplay now. So I dropped the mortar and he counters easily with the ice wizard, so I'm just gonna finish that off with the skeletons, that way he doesn't get any damage on my tower. So just gonna sit at a stalemate right now, just climb back up on elixir. As you can see, I have really nothing to drop down because all I have in my deck right now, or my current hand, was just defenses and spells and crap. So he drops his princess, I'm just gonna arrow that, so yeah, it's just a cancellation right there. He's going to drop down those 1 elixir skeletons, then followed by hog push. So bomb tower, got it to level 7, so it can turning max bomb tower is pretty strong, so it'll just one-shot those goblins, finish off the hog rider, and I'll be good right there. So he used the ice wizard that'll finish off those spear goblins, so just going to let him push back. Bomb tower should finish that off, yeah it does, so I'm going to drop off my mortar, and with 1 elixir skeletons. So those arrows, don't know why I did that. That was a complete waste, and yeah, the mortar was just about to take out the princess anyway, so that was kind of my bad. Probably should not have done that, because that's just a waste of 3 elixir. So now he's going to drop his hog rider with some skeletons. That's going to be easy to take out, just dropping my bomb tower. Level 7 bomb tower will easily kill a level 7 hog, and any small troops, especially small melee troops that they drop behind, like goblins, skeletons, stuff like that. So I'm just going to drop my spear goblins in the back. They should pick away at the Inferno Tower, and then as soon as the Inferno is aggroed, I will drop my mortar. Ice Wizard, pretty tanky, so it's pretty hard to take out, and he's going to drop his Stab Goblin, so I really don't have much to do, so I just decided to arrow. That way I could take out the Prince and take out those Goblins, and I could probably get a shot off on the tower. So right there I got a shot off, but he did drop his Hog, so I had to quickly get my Bomb Tower as fast as I could. And so you can see he's sitting at full elixir. He's just going to waste his Fireball, try to get a little bit of damage. So I'm looking really good right now, way ahead. He's going to drop his Ice Wizard and Goblins again, and then Zap. So that should take out my Mortar, and yeah, nothing really I can do there. So I dropped my arrows on the Princess, and he was able to get his Hog down. The Ice Wizard helping the Hog is so strong. It's really hard to defend sometimes. But dropped those Stab Goblins. They took out the Hog Rider, damaged the Ice Wizard. So now he's got another Ice Wizard. That's going to be taken out easily by the Tower and the Skeletons. Drop some Spear Goblins, and he drops his Princess, and that kills my Spear Goblins. Arrows got Goblins and Goblins Princess. Inferno got the Hog. So I tried to get enough elixir, that way I could drop the Mortar and the Lightning, but I just didn't have enough. I needed to save up a little bit more, that way I could use like Skeletons and stuff to distract, then I could Lightning the Inferno. So he drops both of his legendaries down. I dropped my Skeletons in the back, that way I could get some arrows, take out the Princess. Now he plays a perfect Fireball that takes out my, takes most of the damage from my Bomb Tower. And so his Hog Rider was able to get through and then hit my tower. So he drops his Princess once again and the Inferno Tower, so I'm going to be able to Lightning both of those. There we go, and the tower, but sadly my Mortar is not strong enough to take out the Inferno. So I was completely out of elixir, so I was barely able to get that Bomb Tower in time, so you can see he's going to get a lot of damage from this Hog there. And there we go, I had to drop a lot of garbage troops, so now he just went way ahead of me, so I was really too panicky about the Princess and things like that, to where I just wasted a lot of my elixir. So he was able to get a huge advantage, and there's the Fireball. Then the Hog's going to be able to finish off the Inferno Tower, so I have no chance at this point. Mortar couldn't aggro, and so he just finished me off right there. So yeah, DLD is up 3-2 with that loss. So now onto the next one. I believe this is game 6. So the top will be DLD, and the bottom will be ArtofWar. So once again, since I don't know the names, they're both in Chinese, so I'm just going to call the top one red and the bottom one blue. So blue is AOW, and the top is red is DLD. So red's running a Golem mini P.E.K.K.A deck type thing. He's got sort of an arrow bait with the 3 elixir minions and the Princess, I could see. And blue is running another one of those giant push decks that I love to see. So he's going to start, a couple things dropped off, just some cancellations. Red is in a little bit of a disadvantage because blue did start off with a pump. So, but also because blue does not have any arrows, of course, the Princess is going to be a little more difficult because it's going to take a Fireball to at least kill her. So Golem dropped, and he's just going to use the mini P.E.K.K.A to take out the Golem. It's not going to take too much damage off of the tower. The poison and the Golem together are only going to get about 1,000 damage, and that's 12 elixir, and he just used 4 to counter it. So he is pretty far ahead in elixir, I guess, using that, or that just closed the gap, I guess, since he was a little bit behind. But so he's going to start by dropping a Giant in the back while red pumps up. So just starting up his push, Giant with Baby Dragon behind. He's got an Inferno selected, so that's going to take out the Giant. Now he drops his Barbs perfectly to distract the Inferno. Arrows, oh, so he did have arrows, so he has arrows and Fireball. So arrows took out the Princess, good freeze on the Inferno before it takes out the Giant. And so the Baby Dragon is going to get a little bit of chip damage back on the tower. So red has minions and a Baby P.E.K.K.A, or mini P.E.K.K.A, I don't know why I keep calling it Baby P.E.K.K.A. So mini P.E.K.K.A, and that just got fireballed by blue. So red is ahead in elixir, I guess, with 2 pumps down. And there we go, blue finally gets both of his pumps down. And so red's going to start with a Golem in the back. Yeah, Golem just in front of his tower, actually. Don't know why he put it that far in front. And so blue's going to start with a Giant in the very back. So Princess for red just gets arrowed, so that's just a cancellation right there. Barbarians and mini P.E.K.K.A to take out the Golem, as they're all poisoned, so they're all going to be badly damaged. Baby Dragon should be able to take out those minions pretty easily, and so now he's got a big counter push building up. He still has a little bit of health on that mini P.E.K.K.A, but the barbs were all taken out by the poison. So now blue has 2 giants on the field, so that was able to easily take out the Inferno with that free spell as well. So they're going to do a lot of damage to that tower right there. So looks like he's going to be able to take it out, but he also has and red dropped poison on blue's tower, so all he needs to do is just arrow that to finish it off. And there we go. So both at 1-1 going into overtime. They're pretty even right now, elixir-wise. They're both gonna all their troops are just gonna die while they build up all of their elixir. So blue drops a giant in the very back, and for some reason red is putting a golem in that front pocket right there, followed by some 3 elixir minions. I don't think that's gonna be able to get much damage, so blue will probably be able to get pretty big counter push. So he does have giant and mini P.E.K.K.A up, going up. Drops a dragon right in the middle, take out that princess, and it will distract that Inferno for a little bit. So now he has 2 giants down, drops the free spell, and that takes out the Inferno but misses the tower. Arrows finish off those little minions, and so now he has a giant and a barbarian up, so that's going to be able to get a lot of chip damage on that tower. So he decides to drop a poison to defend that, and then a princess to help finish it off. So that got a good chunk of damage, about 1800 damage on the tower. Good fireball takes out the elixir pump and princess, along with a little bit of tower damage. Barbarians helped take out that golem and that mini P.E.K.K.A, but the arrows finish off the mini P.E.K.K.A and minions. So now it looks like blue is way ahead right now. A lot of damage done on his tower, so he's looking pretty good right now. So he drops a giant up front to tank those little barbs right there. Inferno is going to take out the good freeze once again, just counters the Inferno completely, so doesn't look like red's going to be able to do much from here. If the giant gets 1 punch, that's going to be game over. Let's see, nope, he's not able to do it right there. So he still has 330 damage, so I guess it will take a little more than just a giant punch, probably just 2 fireballs, and that's going to be game. So all he has to do is just defend here. Got that mini P.E.K.K.A taking out the golem, freezes it. That's good. So the baby dragon going to help chip that away. Arrows finish off the minions, so the princess is going to do a little bit of chip damage, but it's not really going to do much. Good fireball hits the tower and princess, and then finally the baby dragon finishes off. So that was a pretty long game, but it was a good job by blue, or ArtofWar, to take that win and tie it back up 3-3. Okay, so moving on to Game 7, this is going to be the first level 6 match. So it's going to be Mini Taco versus another Chinese name. So he's going to be blue once again. Blue is DLD and Mini Taco is ArtofWar. So he's going to start off a little bit of aggressive, gets a little pig push, but he doesn't really manage to get the hog in front of the goblins. So barbarians are going to easily counter that. He does get a couple shots off though, so that's about 600 damage right there. And so the barbarian's not going to have anything to help them. He's just going to pump up while those spear goblins take out the barbarians. So just a small little cancellation right there. The barbarian might get a shot off. Yep, he gets 1. So just use the Valkyrie to finish that off as he's at full elixir. Gonna follow it up with a musketeer, I think. Or no, don't know what he's doing. He's just saving up his elixir, I guess, so he can build up a bigger push again. Fireball finish off the musketeer before it gets any damage on the tower. So they're both not really doing much right now, so it looks like blue has a goblin hut because he is running a Royal Giant deck, so goblin hut is used quite often with those. Musketeer is going to be able to get most of those barbs taken down, but they're going to finish her off along with those goblins in the back. So it's just going to be a bunch of cancellations pretty much for the first 2 minutes of this game, because blue's going to be able to defend pretty well, it seems, and Mini Taco just has to hold back that goblin hut from chipping away too much damage. So good fireball, that's going to finish off the musketeer before it gets any damage. So pretty much nothing has happened for the last minute, just the first push got a little bit of damage and then nothing else. So 20 seconds until double elixir. Blue has not dropped his Royal Giant at all yet, so he's probably just saving that for double elixir time to just explode. So he's just sitting back and defending, probably pumping up as well. Just getting those goblin huts and pumps down, get a little bit of chip damage. Mini Taco drops his Valkyrie to finish off those barbarians. Tower's going to finish off the goblins, and now it's double elixir time. So the musketeer is going to go down. It's probably not going to get very far. He drops the hog rider in front, so fireball, good fireball, hits the musketeer and the hog, but it also misses the goblins. So he gets some decent damage on the tower, about 500 damage right there. And he finally drops the Royal Giant for the first time. Blue finally drops his Royal Giant with some Barbarians up front. Bomb Tower is going to be able to easily take out the Barbarians, but the Royal Giant is not in range of the tower, so it's not going to be taking too much damage. So it's about halfway health after that's done. Gonna get one shot off. Okay, so that was a good job by Mini Taco to defend. Big horde of goblins just got taken down by those arrows. But now he was way ahead in elixir, so Mini Taco was not able to stop his Royal Giant from hitting the tower. So just Mini Taco's pushing, still staying on that same side, trying to get that extra 1,000 damage off. But we kind of talked to him about that after this attack, that like sometimes even if you have more damage, you just gotta push the opposite lane if there's so much going on that side. He's not gonna be able to get through those goblins very easily, and especially when he used the Barbarians to help defend the Royal Giant, so it's just gonna be cancellations. It's gonna be much harder to take out that tower. So he drops his Barbarians, followed by a Musketeer, and now getting a big push up there with the Hog Rider and Barbarians and Goblins. Doesn't get much though. The good cannon was able to distract that completely, and everything got taken out. Royal Giant still up, followed by a couple of Goblins, and he missed the Bomb Tower, which is probably one of the biggest mistakes that ended the game right there. So Royal Giant got one more shot off. He's at almost no health, so all Blue has to do is just get those arrows, and that's going to be game. So that was a good job by Blue, just being able to hold back the beginning and then just push on, just overpower Mini Taco. So DLD is up 4-3 now. Alright, so now we got the second level 7 game. That will be My Cousins versus another Chinese name, of course, because DLD is Chinese. And so, once again, of course, I'm going to call him Red. Alright, so Red has another Royal Giant deck. It's actually, I think, it's a very similar deck. It might be the exact same as the last guy that Mini Taco faced. And then My Cousins is using a similar deck to some of the Chinese players in Art of War using the Giant Push deck. But it's kind of a lower level and slightly different. So he's just going to start by dropping off his Dragon in the back. Both players are pumped up. Dragon just going to chip away at those Barbarians while they go through. And he drops a Giant on the other side because he doesn't want to interfere with the Goblin Hut on the right side. Doesn't want that to build up and just take him down. So Dragon does good splash damage. That's going to take out most of the Goblins. Yeah, every Goblin died that was out. So split push kind of. Right side had Valkyrie and Goblins. Left side just has Giant and Mini P.E.K.K.A. Giant Mini P.E.K.K.A. is not going to get too far because Red does have a lot of small troops, Barbarians and Goblins. They're going to be able to pretty easily defend all that. So they're both just still pumping up, just trying to get as much elixir as they can, so their decks can just explode in double elixir. So Red has 2 huts down at this point. The Baby Dragon's ticking away at the left side tower. So Red is full on elixir, so he's going to drop his Royal Giant in the very back. My cousin is going to drop his Valkyrie and Goblins on the left side, so that was a good push, probably unexpected, so he got really good damage off of that, over 1,000 damage from that push. And so now he's a little bit low on elixir, but the Royal Giant's slow enough to where he can build up enough elixir to get a good counter to him. So there we go, he's got the Dragon and Mini P.E.K.K.A, so that should take it out before it gets too many shots. Looks like it only got 3 shots down. So double elixir time. Red has 2 pumps and 2 huts down, and My Cousins has 2 pumps. So Red filled up on elixir, dropped his Royal Giant up at front, followed with some Barbarians. So he's going to use a Cannon, Valkyrie, and Baby Dragon to finish that off. So didn't get too much damage, got a decent amount though, so his tower's down pretty far. Red did take the lead in tower damage. My cousin dropped a Giant in the back left, so that's going to start raising up to the top, hopefully to take down that tower. 2 Goblin Huts still down, just flowing in Goblins. Cannon Valkyrie to counter the Royal Giant once again, gets the Mini P.E.K.K.A, that way it doesn't get too many shots, so the Royal Giant still got 2 shots down. He's going to drop a Baby Dragon to counter those Barbarians and the Cannon. So 8 seconds left, not much time, so there's a big push going on the left side, the Giant and Goblins. A lot of Goblins on the right side, but the Baby Dragon did a great job taking out most of those. So now it just needs 200 damage left each tower, and both are so close. But the Giant and Goblins were able to clutch that left tower before Red was able to take it down. So moving on to the next match, it is 4-4, so very close war at this point. The top is ArtofWar, and the bottom Milkway is DLD. So I think this is the first time that it's been an English name for DLD and a Chinese name for AOW. So it's kind of interesting. So both are just gonna start by pumping up. Milkway, as you can see, has a minor mini P.E.K.K.A deck, while Red, I guess, of course I'm going to call him that, Red has a mini P.E.K.K.A Hog Cycle deck. So, just a couple cancellations, gets a small Hog push on the right side, so that's going to get a little bit of damage. Gets about 900 damage. Good Fireball takes out the Elixir Pump and badly damages the Musketeer, so that's a little bit of extra damage. Minor kind of in the front of the tower. Good Poison though, that takes out the pump, gets some tower damage, kills the Spear Goblin, so that was good on Milkway. So Red is still ahead when it comes to tower damage, but it's not by much, so we can't really tell how this game is going to go so far. So Red does drop his pump off, and so does Milkway. So both are just going to relax while their elixir fills up, try to plan what they're going to do next. So Red decides to drop a Hog, followed by a couple of Goblins, zaps the cannon, and doesn't look like they're going to be able to get to the tower. The elixir pump distracted the Hog away, but that does mean Blue does not have Milkway. Don't know why I called him Blue. I don't know, I'm used to it. So he doesn't have the elixir advantage because he has no more pump. So Red has 2 pumps while Milkway has 0, so he's doing pretty good elixir-wise, got a good lead in that, and then the small lead in tower damage as well is going to help. So he drops some mini P.E.K.K.A in the back while the Musketeer goes up front. Good Poison still is going to hurt the mini P.E.K.K.A, takes some of the elixir pump down as well as damaging the tower and slowing it down. Minor in the back, that's going to do some good damage to the tower. Spear Goblins will finish that off though. Not the best Fireball, that misses the cannon, misses the baby or mini P.E.K.K.A, so all that's good for is just a little bit of tower damage. Spear Goblins, they just died to the cannon. That is a YouTube notification. Yeah, small mini P.E.K.K.A push. Good zap though, so he's going to be able to get a good shot with the mini P.E.K.K.A. That's a lot of damage. And then the Fireball hits the Musketeer, so that small push just with a good zap was able to get him to pull way ahead in this game. So another typical push, mini P.E.K.K.A minor with Poison. Red's mini P.E.K.K.A is going to be able to easily take that out, so all it takes is just a zap and Fireball, and that'll finish off the game for Red. So 5 seconds left, doesn't look like Milkway is going to be able to do anything, and there we go, that's the tower, and so that gives ArtofWar the lead 5-4 in this war. So this war is coming down to the very final match. If Red wins, because Red is another Chinese name, DLD will tie the war, so Red is DLD, and Blue Tyrone is for ArtofWar. And so if Tyrone wins this game, then we win the war. So Red has a pretty interesting deck. It's a kind of commonly used at like lower arenas with the Giant Witch Musketeer. And then Tyrone with the Engineered account has a strong Hog Musketeer Valkyrie deck. So that first push did a ton of damage, already over half of the tower gone, and as a level 6, just 1,000 damage is a ton for them. So he's going to just use his Musketeer, finish off the Red's Musketeer. So he's way ahead right now in damage. Elixir is pretty even right now, but he does have the Musketeer down. He's just going to let that die. Barbarians and Giant for the counter push coming down. So Tyrone's going to drop off the cannon. One Barbarian does sneak away, so that's going to get a little bit of damage on the tower. But the cannon plus Valkyrie is going to be able to easily take out the rest of the Barbarians and the Giant. So a little bit of confetti on Tyrone's side. The Giant does manage to get one shot off on the tower, so it's a little bit of damage, but I guess every little bit counts. So Hog Valk push, the Musketeer is used, and that's going to be able to easily take out the Valkyrie. But because the Valk, Red's Valk was placed so close to the cannon, the Valkyrie swung, and that actually did a little bit of damage to the cannon. But it's not a big deal since he still didn't get any damage on the tower. So Red's going to get some good chip damage right there. The Musketeer and Valkyrie push was able to actually pull him ahead. So it's a pretty close game still. Not even double elixir, and both are pretty low in tower damage. little Musketeer Valkyrie push. The Giant's going to tank both of those, so the Giant's probably not going to get very far, but at least it stops his push. And so those Barbarians were pretty much a waste because that Valkyrie was able to actually continue hurting the Giant and completely destroy the Barbarian. So that's pretty lucky for Tyrone to actually be out-leveling Red right now. So good freeze, gets the cannon and the tower. He's not going to be able to manage any damage on the tower, though. The arrows were a little bit late, so they were not able to take the Spear Goblins out in time. So they're pretty even in tower damage right now. A little bit of time left until overtime, 30 seconds. Looks like both sides are setting up for a decent push. Looks like Tyrone's going to defend right here. Yeah, he's going to actually defend and push at the same time. Frozen Witch, but that's not going to be able to get anything because the cannon was placed in time. Good arrows, though. That took out Spear Goblins right as he dropped them, and it took some skeletons out. So pretty much cleared the map. Cannon, double cannon, that's going to be able to chip away at the Giant very easily. He does still have a couple of long-range troops stacking up in the back. So he has 2 Musketeers and a Witch down. He's just going to freeze that. That way it doesn't get too much. Good freeze, good Goblin timing. That's able to stop tower damage completely. So that was very well played by Tyrone. So he gets up there, no tower damage, and it is overtime right now. So just one push from any player can decide this game. So Red's going to start with a Witch kind of up front and then drops a Giant right in front of that. So another Cannon Valkyrie for the defense, and then a Musketeer is going to sit in the back and just chip away at the Giant. Good freeze, that's going to be able to help him take out the Valkyrie and Giant very easily, while nothing else can take them out. Musketeer battle right there. Another hog push. Doesn't look like it's going to get any damage either because the cannon is there that's able to distract very easily, and he drops the Valkyrie to finish it off. But good Goblins were actually able to take out the Witch and get 2 shots off on the tower, so that puts Tyrone ahead in tower damage again. And then the Valkyrie, or not the Valkyrie, the Musketeer actually gets to the tower before the Barbarians are dropped, and that gets 2 more shots. So Tyrone's doing a good job just getting a little bit of chip damage down. Another Cannon Valkyrie for the defense, along with some one-elixir skeletons. They do a good job of taking out the Musketeer, and so the Witch is just going to be alone. She's not going to be able to do much, and the tower's going to take out the skeletons. So he goes for another push. Cannon in the way, so looks like he's not going to be able to get much. He does drop his arrows just in case. He was expecting like Goblins to come out, that way he could just insta-kill those. And so he's got a Giant coming up, but Tyrone was able to cycle quick back up to the cannon, so he's still ahead. Tyrone did have 2 Musketeers, but Red's Musketeer took out one of his low health ones. Another missed freeze, barely misses the tower, but it was pretty hard because the Musketeer and tower were really far away. And so Tyrone is super close to taking out the tower. He's only 2 arrows away, or just 1 shot from anything. A Musketeer, Valkyrie, Hog, 1 shot from any of those will take out the tower, and then maybe like 1 or 2 shots from a Goblin. So he's got a small push coming up, Valkyrie with Musketeer, but Red does a good job defending that with the Musketeer and Witch, or not Musketeer, the Valkyrie and Witch. And so Tyrone's going to drop another Hog. That's a little bit of a waste, but he does use the cannon to defend that. So Tyrone does have to hold Red off, but he does have to waste his arrows to help defend, so he wasn't able to hit the tower with that. So 30 seconds left. Tyrone really needs to get a little bit of chip damage on the right tower, or at least cycle through 2 arrows if he can in the next 20 seconds. So he is not up to his arrows, but he does have a freeze spell, so he's going to freeze right there, take out everything in there. And now there's just not enough time. 10 seconds left. He needs to get one thing to hit his tower, and then that would be game. But he does drop the cannon, so it's not going to be able to be taken out, and that's going to be a tie. So, because it is a tie, it is still 5-4, and Tyrone and Red have to use the same decks, and then they're going to rematch each other. So, coming into the rematch, if it does result in a tie once again, they're actually going to go by the amount of tower damage taken. So if Tyrone and Red get the same amount of tower damage as they did last game, Tyrone would have won because he did get a lot more tower damage. So Tyrone's going to be very aggressive. Starts with a hog push on the left side. Level 9 stab goblins out-leveling those barbarians are going to be able to do good work right there. Take out every single barbarian while he does another good startup push, get 1,000 damage off. So that was good on Tyrone. So Musketeer on the right side, that's just going to chip away. He does use the skeletons to finish off. On the left side, he stops the Goblins and Valkyrie with his Valkyrie. So he might do a counter push with that Valkyrie Hog. Not. He just looks like he's gonna let that Valkyrie go. So the Witch just for the defense. So they're both just gonna fill up on Elixir. I don't think Red is gonna use anything to help the Witch. No, he's not. So Tyrone will drop his Musketeer to take out the Witch. The cannon was a little bit of a waste. He didn't need that, but I don't know. He was probably using it just in case he was assuming like a giant was going to come out. So the Hog does run past the Barbarians. The Goblins are going to do good damage once again to the Barbarians, and the Hog did get a good amount of damage on the Crown Tower. So he took Red's Crown Tower down very far. Good game already by Red, but it's not over yet. So Valkyrie, that'll take out most things. He wasted his arrows, but of course it's not a huge deal. The Valkyrie did do a good job, and he just did it just in case the Valkyrie just wasn't able to do it. So small push coming up right now. The Valkyrie Musketeer is going to be taken down mostly by the opponent Valkyrie, but the Musketeer is able to get 2-3 shots off on the tower. So Red is very low on health, so he's got to get a big push, get at least one tower, or else Tyrone will take the game. So Tyrone, all he has to do is just defend and then just take down that last little bit of damage. So Tyrone actually decides to be aggressive and try to chip away some damage on the right tower. That way, if Red does get a good lucky push, then he will have a lot of tower damage on the other side. That way he can take that out. So good arrows that'll take out, that'll chip away a couple things, take out all the skeletons. Valkyrie, Musketeer, Cannon, they were doing a good job taking everything out. But he does have a decent sized push still alive. 2 Witches and the Musketeer, they're going to be taken down easily by the rest of his Musketeer and Valkyrie. 20 seconds left. It doesn't look like Red's going to be able to do much. Yeah, 15 seconds. You just got to do a last desperate push, trying to get that 2,000 damage on the tower, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it in 10 seconds. Freezes it, and that's going to be it. All he has to do is just arrow, and then that's going to be game over. So an awesome job by Tyrone, and that's going to finish off the war 6-4 for ArtofWar, taking down DLD, which was the top clan. So it was a good job by ArtofWar, as they were able to take down the top war clan in RPL. So once again, great job by ArtofWar, and good job by DLD for bringing us a fun war. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see y'all next time. Oh, and remember, no smoke weeds.